PFF is running one of their biggest sales ever. 40% off a PFF Plus subscription right now using the promo code BLACKFRIDAY. That means that you get everything fully unlocked. You get the grades, you get the stats, you get all the fantasy advice, the betting advice, which our new player prop tool is available on web as well to make you a smarter, better. You've got all of the draft analysis, the free agency analysis, all of that great stuff. Subscribe.pff.com to get 40% off a year-long PFF Plus subscription. Get it now.
The New York Jets are traveling to Buffalo to take on the Baltimore Ravens this week. What are we talking about here with your New York Jets, who are now starting Tyrod Taylor at quarterback?
Well, maybe, just maybe, Trevor. Look, they've gone under 120 passing yards in 4 of their last 5 games, obviously with Justin Fields as the starting quarterback. Just not great, and they still don't have Garrett Wilson, and they're trying to figure out what the answers are at wide receiver, A.D. Mitchell, Arian Smith, Tyler Johnson, whoever else is out there. But you get Tyrod Taylor now, and as so many of the fans have been clamoring for, he's got a 63.4 passing grade on the year. That's every bit of backup territory. 80% adjusted completion rate is good, a little more conservative. He can complete the underneath passes with a little more consistency than Justin Fields. Just 5.5 yards per attempt, though. 3.19 second average time to throw. Got to hold the football back there and wait for guys to get open. So, look, Taylor's going to give it a crack. He's going to try to spark this passing game. He almost did it and got a win against Tampa Bay earlier this year. Otherwise, I mean, this Jets passing game is what it is at this point. They're going to give Taylor a shot, and hey, maybe they'll get over 120 yards this week.
With the Ravens, I think Lamar Jackson's role in this offense is going to be interesting to see kind of how it evolves this week specifically. Because, you know, he had the hamstring injury earlier in the year. He had a knee injury that he was sort of dealing with. I believe it was just over the last couple of weeks. But when you look at who Lamar Jackson is and just the true dual threat ability from him, not always as a rusher, but also as an escape artist, rushing is still a big part of what makes him such a great quarterback. He's an excellent passer. I want to make that very clear. But that dual threat nature that he has is part of what makes him unstoppable at times. This year, 32.3 yards per game rushing. That would by far be the lowest of his career, I think by 10 yards. I think the rushing grade is fine from him. I believe it's in the high 70s, so the efficiency is still there. He's just not doing it a ton, but something I will give him credit for. Obviously, he hasn't played as many snaps because he missed a couple of games, but I'm going to knock on wood here, Raiders fans. I'm knocking on wood. 0 fumbles this season. So that's what we're trying to keep when it comes to him as a rusher. 0 fumbles this season. But I do think that he needs to show he is willing to still be that runner. That is when he is MVP level Lamar Jackson. That's when this Ravens offense is truly firing on all cylinders. Does he have the ability to look a little bit more healthy as we're getting further and further away from that hamstring injury? I know, like I said, he was dealing with the knee injury, but does he look a little bit more healthy? Does he look like he's willing to rush the ball, tuck it and run, get some extra yards that way? That's sort of what I'm looking forward to in this one because, look, the Jets aren't good. The Jets aren't good as a passing attack. The Ravens should be able to handle them. This is one of those games that, like, on paper, not great. The Jets are getting 13.5 points in this game, and the over-under is only 44.5. So, obviously, Vegas doesn't think that these two teams are evenly matched in any way. It's almost a 2-touchdown spread that we have there. But to me, the biggest takeaway will be, what does Lamar Jackson look like? We had the run game play a little bit better last week. Derrick Henry is getting a little bit more towards the Derrick Henry numbers and the impact that we're used to seeing from him. But what does Lamar look like on a weekly basis? Because are we ramping him up towards the best version of him that we have seen this season? Because if we are, I think the Ravens are going to stay dangerous. They're right there for the division title, contending in the playoffs, maybe even hitting it hot when it matters most. But I think the Ravens win this one 24-13 is the score that I'm going with here.
A couple of things I find odd I have questions about with the Ravens passing game. One is pass protection. Lamar Jackson has been pressured on almost 43% of his dropbacks this year.
Yeah, they've regressed. They have that unit as a whole has definitely regressed this year.
That's the third highest of any qualified quarterback in football, and the only two higher than him are actually the two Jet quarterbacks, Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor, and those two guys hold the ball way too long for anybody's comfort in New York. So pressure has been a problem, and he's got a 35 passing great under pressure. And then who else is going to step up here outside in the receiving core? Zay Flowers has over 700 receiving yards. Nobody else on the team has 300, right? The tight ends haven't been as effective. Obviously, Isaiah likely had to get healthy. Mark Andrews makes some plays, especially in the red zone, but he's not the explosive threat that he used to be. Who else is going to step up and help him in the passing game, right? And even Zay Flowers, it feels like he's been more consistent than explosive and dominant. So you kind of want to come out and see the Ravens passing game look good, but I still think they're going to get a pretty solid win here. I have it 28-10. I do think they're going to bounce back. They're at home, and the Jets, look, their offense, with whether it's Tyrod or it's Justin Fields, against a Ravens defense that has really improved over the last month, I don't see the Jets putting up a whole lot of points here.
How long have we been asking that question about the Ravens passing attack, though? Oh, it's Zay Flowers and who? It just feels like
not as much last year, though, when they had the tight ends really going. And like the last couple of years, it's felt like, since Todd Monken got in there, like the wide receiver problem is that is one thing for sure. They've never had a number two wide receiver. But like where is Rashad Bateman? It's kind of that thing where it's just like you've got this offense that, yes, it's run heavy. Yes, it's play action heavy. But at some point, you're going to have to drop back and throw the football. Now, this game might not hurt you, but that could be something that hurts you down the line here, especially if the pass protection is down like it has been.
I think this is going back to what I was saying about Lamar. Like, to me, this is a progress and an identity game. Like, are you making progress towards the best version of what this team and this offense specifically can be as we get a little bit closer towards the postseason? So this is kind of a pivotal game for me to tell me what the Ravens might be down the stretch. So we'll see.